Yeah, sorry, this sinus headache's giving me a bit of a crash.
Battle started.
Get ready for chaos, folks. It's Pigs versus TankTom again in this Beyond All Reason clash, where Pigs units may not live long enough to send a postcard. Meanwhile, TankTom might have a solid game plan if he can just stick to it. I'm Twig, joined by Pradith with his keen eye for strategy, and Bruticus, who'll be adding his colourful take on the action. Let's dive in.
In the top left corner, TankTom is going with a vehicle's start. This is a symmetrical map with a focus on a single battle line across the middle point with high ground on either side. We'll see whether this allows both players to expand nicely in the background, or whether one player manages to push harassing units across and prevent the other from getting their eco going. Pigz also starting with an eco start, energy stalling enough to build an extra wind before the completion of the bot lab. We'll see if that slows him down enough to stop him from getting those bots across the map.
I think those started off on the 3 mechs position, while Tom started off on the 2, with the 3rd mechs being a further distance, so see if Pigs will take advantage and get that 3rd mechs quickly. Also, those geos juicy. I'd love to see those grabbed early, and I'd love to see res bots out by both players early.
Build Q by Pigs indicates a 10 grunt rush, but doesn't have the energy for that, so he might want to change up his tactics now.
Yeah, definitely needs a res bot, I'd say. Like, all those trees in the back, nice and safe. The res bot could sit there and eat for a few minutes and pay for itself in no time. Tom's already getting his res bot out, so 85% done. So it shouldn't be too long, and he'll be getting that energy boost. And he's also going to be able to use it because he's building his construction turret now, which takes a lot of energy early on.
Unfortunately, no build queue on the constructor for Pigs.
But Pigs is heading out. He's already up on the bridge. So he's got his first choke locked down. Pigs going into double solar. Tom's getting a second. No, that's a grunt. My mistake.
As good as those double solars are, they don't quite compare to the energy income of a single res bot grave robber. Pulling in 58, it's the equivalent of 3 at the cost of half of 1. Pigs needs to make use of these units before Tom's makes it to the front line, otherwise it's just going to have been an early aggression, early units into no aggression, which will give TankTom the eco advantage. And definitely some mismanagement on the waypoints. Build queue coming up, we can see that TankTom has noticed the high water, or the high tidal speed, and is looking to try and sneak in some tidal generators with his comm.
Pigs, though, is doing a good job. He's expanding out his metal production. He's on to the next set of mexes. He's definitely got the unit advantage to lock that choke down.
Yep.
All he needs to do now is push out once those fresh spawns get to the line.
Yep.
And have a look at what Tom's got going on. And if he realizes that that's all that Tom's got, he could win this game right now by destroying Tom's eco and then just growing or going for the kill even.
Yep. Even if TankTom spits out units from this point onwards, they'll be coming in ones, but Pigs is not keen to take the engagement with a 9-3 advantage.
And he's turned around. I don't know why he pulls back like that when he only sees a few. Go in, kill him, get it done. Even if you don't push on further, at least you've killed the few grunts.
Yep. And Tom now coming in from the side, trying to get an engagement down the line. Risky move, but with the extra pawns coming in, we'll see what happens.
Unfortunately, Pig's bunched his up into a ball. He needs to keep him in a line.
Yep. Takes away the DPS from the units in the back line. Though even with that, he's still had a very good trade. Taking out the...
Pigs has got the advantage, but then just being too nervous with committing to that advantage and pushing forward.
Yep,
he's actually going to do it. Yes, he is.
He had triple the units, but now he's pushing across with only 3, which even the stream coming out from TankTom will be enough to deal with. Let's hope that he can take down those grave robbers and stop his energy production at least. unfortunately
Definitely get rid.
going for the units. So no
Those riders
advantage
definitely
from that early push.
need to
Sorry.
go. It's only 366 metal on that front, but that's still a lot at this stage of the game.
Yep, that is another for both players. That could be another 10 pawns or grunts, or very close to. But TankTom has the resbots in the commanding position. He's not going for a res, he's going for the metal, and I agree, considering that he is metal stalled and has been very efficiently using his metal.
And the other thing too, smart move by TankTom. He's going for the harder to secure res field. Then he can go back and get the ones that are behind his line.
Yep.
So he's getting the harder metal to get first while he can. So yeah, good advantage there.
Yep. And
Once
all of
again,
that.
Tom identifying that there's a decent tidal and hiding our tidal farm in the water. He's also got 12 wins. Pig's still only on the 6, and he's going for a few solars, and they're 155 metal a pop. So just draining that economy of potential units by going the solar instead of the wind, when the wind risk is actually quite low at just 11.8%.
TankTom throwing away some units in the middle.
Unfortunately, Pigz has 2 res bots on the front. There's metal there to be claimed, and there's trees to be reclaimed, and they're sitting there idle, unfortunately.
One going
Pigz
for the trees now.
using.
TankTom overcommitting to energy. You can see that he is massively exceeding his capacity, and he's trying to counter that with additional build power. However, the build power is not as helpful when you're metal starved. So I'd like to see Tom transition into some converters potentially, or just some units to push across the front line, and know that Pigz is going to be doing the same thing as he is with unprotected metals. Get even just a couple of units across and you'll be able to scrap the entire metal income of either player.
Tom started his geo, well, Pigz is well on the way into his. Pigz is at 35% on his geo, while Tom's only on 7.
Yeah, it's a
It'll be
long
interesting who finishes first.
It's a long waddle up there. I don't disagree with Tom getting all of his mexes built beforehand and just using that same builder. Fairly protected point, so with the tidal, Tom doesn't even need the geo. It's probably a waste of metal at this point. Could come into play later, but if this game isn't over during T1, I would be shocked.
As you can see, running your pawns ahead or your grunts ahead of your rocketeers or aggravators means that they can get hit in the back of the head by those units.
Yep, once those rockets are fired, they're on an unchanging trajectory, so any movement by the pawns will allow them to be hit by those rockets.
Pig's picking for res instead of reclaim. I'd like to see the reclaim. He's built a second construction turret when he doesn't quite have the eco to use that second construction turret. Probably
Definitely
would like
better
to see
than
the
Tom's
bank.
4. Oh, and Tom is looking to do a T2 transition, so I'm just going to be eating my words all game. I don't like this out of Tom. That is a huge metal investment for only 27 income.
I think maybe he's used to Pigz not fully committing to a push, and he's hoping that that's the case this game as well. So he's relying on that lack of aggression past that halfway mark.
Mm-hmm. And Tom is continuing to build units at the same time, so it's looking like a 3-minute build on that T2 factory. All Pigz has to do is stand his Rocketeers on the edge of their range and blink away at Tom's army, and with the metal invested into the T2 lab, Tom will have a very tough time defending this attack.
I'm liking what Pigz is doing here. He's seen there's a bunch of grunts on that front line. He's taken the Rocketeers forward rather than the grunts this time.
Yep, he's also getting a radar up, so he should be able to get some good vision on what TankTom has. Now that it's up, I want to see him going straight in. He's also now aware of all of the units in the water, so Pig's smartly building some LLTs, though he doesn't realize that those are energy production as compared to units. I think he's going to overreact to that, and that might cost him too much metal.
I would have loved to have seen a torpedo launcher in that water.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see. Looking at the player view, one torpedo unit launcher, we might see a chain reaction.
Yep.
And there's a push on the front line as well. The Pig's pawn front has died, and now it's left to the Rocketeers, although it's only 3 thugs, so I'd just keep pushing and kill it.
Yep. I hope that Pigz takes this opportunity to push through and beat TankTom. TankTom tends to go for those risky plays with low unit fronts, but he is scared of 2 thugs, and that will
It
allow
hurts to
Tom to get
watch.
his T2 up. Pigz, looking back at his base, he's starting solar, which, if you look at his energy income, I don't see that as a good move. He's already capped out. He needs conversion instead of production.
Pig's just not pushing. A change of heart this week in Pig's games. He's extremely aggressive usually on those frontline games, but now he's gone into quite a reserved frontline usually.
Falling back
Maybe
into
he
some
can-
old patterns, I'd say.
Hopefully he didn't get nerded over the weekend. It'd be horrible.
And now, something I'm hoping that he does. Nope, he's going for walls. I was really hoping he'd walk his comm in to see the energy. All he'd have to do is get close, and the commander could take that entire energy bank. He knows Tom is a classic for going with that water start. Fiends coming on in. If they get in range of the Rocketeers, those Rocketeers are essentially done for. Yep. And there goes Pig's T1 advantage. Up in flames, one might say.
Yeah, he's definitely cooked.
I might have to start calling him Bacon.
Oh, a bit of pork belly.
Yep. TankTom leaving his 3 res bots. Oh no, they are now activating. He's going to get a huge amount of reclaim. Pig's entire army is going to turn into T2 units, and I see Tom potentially pushing across and winning with a large assault of fiends. They're pushing them one at a time right now. I don't like that.
Pigz could send his commander forward and just degun them as they come in, if they're coming in one at a time.
Yep. TankTom could take would definitely gain an advantage just by taking 20 seconds to let a few of these group up. But in the end, I don't think it's going to matter. T2 Fiends versus T1 is almost a foregone conclusion. Pig's panicking and building res bots. Definitely not what he needs right now. His best chance of defending this is Centurions, but one is
He
not.
does have a small
enough.
chance right now. If you look at his commander, if he builds that torpedo launcher and manages to do some damage to Tom's commander, that is the way to win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Box him in with torpedo launchers and then self-detonate and kill both comms. Go for the draw. That's what I want to see.
I don't believe that works. 1 versus 1, you will die first if you self-detonate.
Oh, here comes.
Comms
Here
are
comes.
about to meet.
Oh no. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh no, and Pigz
Yeah.
took the time to shoot at the titles instead of the thing. Although now Pigz is hitting the comm while Tom builds the
All you have
torpedo
to do is
launcher.
keep Tom's comm between him and the torpedo launcher. Oh, is this gonna be it? Is this gonna be Pig's first win? No, Pigz,
he's out of range.
no! Oh,
Once again.
oh, that was so
so
close. All he had to
Pigz.
do was commit to it.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Let's drag him back into the channel.
Oh.
Pigs, what's happened to you this week? You're playing so defensively.
That game was yours to win.
You literally just had that commander. If you just kept focusing his commander, kept the torpedo launcher between Tom's commander and yours, you would have won. You would have got another 3 or 4 shots, and you would have killed his comm and
You
won.
only needed 3 more shots to win. 3 more laser shots. Instead of running away from his commander, you should go on towards it.
Commanding
I was
position on
not
the front
expecting your
line.
commander to rock up there.
Commanding position on the front line as well, Pigz. I want to see more aggression out of you next game. When you win that front, push through no matter what, and you'll get the win, I promise you. You are...
Every game, unfortunately, you're just being a little pansy these days, mate.
You're letting... You're letting TankTom play his game. You gotta stop him from playing his game and make him play yours. You are right on the cusp, mate. We all want to see it.
All right, tell you what, next
I
game.
quite enjoyed that one.
Fuck.
See, I have played that one, so I know a lot about that map. I thought if I can get, even though Twig he put something in there, I knew the map, so I knew if I can get to the bridge, that's fine.
Yeah, you got
but
to and held the bridge convincingly because I wasn't getting through there.
One thing you've been continuously doing for the
Pigz
last
did
3
well, though.
games, Pigs, is you're winning these little battles, and then as soon as you see one of Tom's units, like literally one, there was one that where you were, I think, 9 grunts,
9 to 3.
sorry,
9 to 3.
pawns to
Yeah.
3. You saw his units and you ran away. It's like you cannot lose that battle.
No. I think what you forget is I pressed 1, and what you probably because I moved something else, it moved them back with it, and I obviously, you know what I mean, like you're obviously with your alts and your thingies.
Yeah, we can see
I
your
should've
cursor
probably-
though. There was sighting of it over the thing.
Right. Well, I don't know.
You just got to keep
I was
pushing.
on-
If you win a battle, just keep winning the battles. Don't fall back to your base. If you've got a bigger army, which every single game you have had a bigger army. Every single game.
Yeah,
Think of it this way: if you're pushing him back, the more land you own, the less he owns, and less mexes and resources he controls.
Yep.
And the one other thing is that commander finally scouted that field in the water. You went and spent a bunch on walls and a bunch on LLTs just because
I
you
thought
could
there were
see.
hovers or something.
Yeah, you got to scout that then. You need to send your commander, just dip him in the water and then run away. Get the radar on the edge of the water there so you can get a little bit more sight, a little bit more vision. As soon as you saw that was eco, you went
I was
straight for it.
panicking from one previous map that we played recently.
We all know the
So
one.
I was thinking, you know what I mean? That's the thing, you see. You just don't. I was thinking if he sat them there and waiting, because obviously I know, like I said, I played this. It's a scenario map. So the only way, if you can either get through the center of the bridge, which you guys rightly said, I stopped. So the only alternative there, well, there's another alternative. You could have gone into air, and that would have been it. I'd have been over again. Or there's them 2 flanking. And when I saw that, I instantly thought, well, the only thing he's going to be, I bet the bugger's going to go hovers again. I bet, and that's what frightened me. So I thought, I'm going to do that. At least that's either going to push him back a little bit, because the hovers are not very powerful, but they're powerful enough when you've got enough of them. You know, and then obviously I had something on the other to see what he was doing on the other side. So it was like that. But
And well, that's
got the
something you could have
fiends and
probably
that got
done
me.
is if he was building hovers, right? You know, that's the most expensive lab you can build. Then the maths in
Right.
your head is right. Okay, he's building hovers. That means he's not building units. Does that not mean that you should then push his units if he's building hovers? If that's your thought process.
Jumping over
yeah,
to
I suppose.
jumping over to you, Tom. That T2 transition. Yep, it definitely helped you win the middle, but you put yourself at a lot of risk there. Pigs could have pushed through your front line, and you had nothing for about 5 minutes. What was your thinking behind that T2 lab? Because that's not what I would have gone.
Hope and a prayer was basically. I was like, I could do an air transition, but I don't know whether that's quite going to work out. So I was like, oh, there's some reclaim on the front. He hasn't pushed me yet.
300 metal maybe on the front, maybe 270 I saw.
It worked
yeah, that
out.
wasn't
Very
enough.
risky.
It worked out, but one day, living on a hope and a prayer, Pigz is going to decide to attack you. One of these 6 games he could have, and you'd have lost.
Yeah,
All right.
my commander was very close at the
I
end
think he
there.
knows me slightly too well. That's the problem. I need to make that a bit less obvious. That's what he was
Control.
playing on, me not pushing.
As soon as you commit to pushing and don't stop, it's going to be utterly terrifying.
Yep, control the state of the game, Pigs. You can if you control the state of the game and stop Tom from doing it, you will win every single game. And on
One
that
last
note,
thing with with the commander engagement at the end, just so everyone that watching know, if you're 1 versus 1 with another commander, if you do the first bit of damage, I guarantee you'll do the last bit of damage as well. If there's nothing else hurting your commanders and it's just a commander versus a commander, you will out DPS the other, or out damage the other commander if you get that first shot down. So yeah, now on that note, please like,
He's
subscribe.
reclaiming faster than building.
I would not be
The
reclaiming.
reason why is I could have done it another way, where I tried to reclaim his torpedo launcher. If I could that means he wouldn't have had nothing, would he? Would that have worked? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's a
Be
good question.
interesting to
Never-
see.
I'm not sure.
Never tried that, but I would have just
The-
committed to the kill. The time it takes to build a
Yeah,
torpedo
probably.
language.
Well, let's be literally, you would have been in that position anyway, but that's a different story.
You can pop up an LLT faster than your commander's going to die, but the time it takes to build the torpedo launch is a little bit longer. So you're probably
Yeah.
going to manage to do the damage if he doesn't put one down like immediately. Yeah. So everyone, please like, subscribe, and maybe we'll see Pigs win in one in the near future. And also drop some replays down into the
Closer.
Discord. You can see a link to the Discord in the video description below.
Bye for now.
Catch you next time.